We're just normal men.
What do you mean, normal men?
We're just innocent men.
It's time for Side Scrollers with me, Stuttering Craig.
I did. Oh, whoa! Right on the tip. Just on the tip.
And Blabs. Co-hosted by our friends from around the internet.
There is a portion of Norway where it is legally required to carry a firearm at all times.
If you're just a normal man looking for common sense in this crazy-ass world, you've come to the right place. And now, broadcasting from our homes from around the internet, it's time for Side Scrollers.
Okay, you ready? Open wide!
Oh, welcome out to Side Scrollers on YouTube.com and Rumble.com. And most importantly, friends, Side Scrollers Plus.com. Good to see everybody. Happy Friday. Welcome to the never late, always on time, always spectacularly produced Side Scrollers. Good to see everybody. Hi, I'm Stuttering Craig. We have a massive show today, which I'm going to be honest, will probably piss some people off. Not sorry. We'll get to that in a little bit. Hello, Blabs.
We're gonna piss in your cereal balls.
Not you know, look, we're not trying to. We're just trying to
Well,
get a better
listen,
understanding.
you never tried to, obviously, but we always do it anyway, so I might as well just come out with it and say it up front.
Blabs is coming out. There it is. You heard it from here, everybody. There it is,
Damn
Blabs. Damn it. Big show.
Yes,
Big show.
huge.
Yes. Lots to talk about today. The internet has certainly given lots of topics, and we are definitely going to hear from you guys on this, on a lot of things that are going on. But I'll tell you what, someone who certainly has no interest in coming out, at least as far as I know. Hi, Vara. Good morning.
You know, there are some people that think because I talk about pretty video game characters, I've got to be a lesbian. So apparently to them, I've already come out of the closet.
Oh, super gay, Vara. That's right.
Yeah, not
G
a
for
Side
Y.
Scrollers exclusive.
That's right. There we are. Congratulations. We learned today that Vara is super gay.
Apparently.
Hey, speaking of super gay, let's bring out our hood from a guy from the hood. It's Phoenix.
Did someone say super gay? Hey, everybody.
There he is. Let's go. Great to see everybody. We needed a rainbow when you did that. Ling.
I do.
Working
Instead
on
of
it
the
right now.
confetti stuff, it's just a rainbow.
Well, look, this is going to be a very interesting show today, as we're going to be getting into this Gina Carano settlement. People have framed it as a Disney settlement. We think it may be the other way around, but we will see. Well, and you guys are going to be a big part of this conversation today, so please be ready to roll. We got that. We're going to be getting into, man, I'll tell you this right now. Packed show. Dean Cain is joining us here in about an hour. He is a true American hero and was going to be hopping on the show. Vara is in a massive feud online. I don't know if you saw this or not, but listen, not only do people think that she's gay, but they also want her dead, which is horrible.
What? Did I miss something? I mean, what? Like, they always seem to want you dead, Vara, but is there something new?
I don't know. I wouldn't say it's that extreme, but
Okay, maybe they don't, but I just, it's sensationalism. But look, if you're new, make sure you guys hit the subscribe button. Of course, hit the follow button. Join the 1,000, or I guess a lot of 1,000, the 1,280 whatever, 128,000 just normal men who have found common sense in the video game space. Let's hit our thumbs up goal today, 1,337. And we have multiple ways. Yesterday, we unveiled multiple ways to hit our Montez goals. We had actually triple Montez yesterday, as in addition to our yellow supers goal, which is 20 yellow supers. We also have at the top of your screen our YouTube sub goals or membership goals and our Twitch sub goals up there. So if we hit those, we can multiple Montez. And we got a lot of Montez animations to throw out, guys. We got a lot. So we will have more than enough time to randomize the Montezes on the back end. So we got that today. And on top of that, we also debuted yesterday with Kirsha on a whim something we are now going to be calling the Side Scroller Showdown. That'll be happening throughout the show. And it's important that you're in early so you know exactly what the Side Scroller Showdown is. And I think the first couple of these really shows the ability to be super diverse with this because, hey, diversity is our strength, right, Blabs?
Yes.
Yesterday, we had a battle between hot women at their peak. Panda, Phoenix. Yeah, you were disappointed in the results, huh?
I was because it was Sydney Sweeney versus Megan Fox, and again, Sydney Sweeney is a gorgeous woman. There's no question about it. But her face, the butterface, is not is way below her body, and I think Megan Fox in her prime is arguably the more attractive of the two. And I think the chat got confused in that. And I'm calling shenanigans.
Yeah, I think the chat really just forgot how peak she was in 2007, and now they're worrying about all the shit that she's done now, right? Because she's crazy. So yeah, they've messed up the poll.
Sydney's.
I think at the end of the year, I'd like to do an in memoriam of all the losers of our showdown.
Well, today's showdown, I have multiple thoughts. We're still figuring this out. We're workshopping it on the fly, right? Maybe we do keep it with hot women, and maybe like tomorrow. But what if we just
Tomorrow's Saturday?
Well, next show. What if we? they're all together, Blabs.
Confirmed chat. Show tomorrow.
That's right. It's gonna be good.
We're working on a weekend.
He's legally obligated now.
Maybe. But what I'm saying is, what if we just had the winner come back day after day? Right. And like today it was Sydney Sweeney versus Yasmin Bleeth or whoever. Right. And the idea, or Pam Anderson, like was suggested. And we just have a constant tournament of hotness. Just throwing it out there.
Yeah.
It could be fun.
Yeah.
But in our effort to figure things out as we go and, see if you guys enjoy it, today's Side Scroller Showdown is very interesting. We are simply asking who won, Gina Carano or Disney? And you can contribute to this and you can help figure this out with your supers. When you come in and use super, just put Disney or Gina Carano. That's it. And because we are very mixed on this, we have we're probably not going to be towing the company line today when it comes to, hey, this Gina Carano thing. But we would love to hear your thoughts because people are very opinionated on this, and rightfully so. Little confused, and we'll see. So I think we're not going to try to piss anybody off, but I think just by having an open, honest conversation about this, we probably will. So we'll get to that here in a little bit. So you can help contribute with the Side Scroller Showdown there. Yesterday we had a really great episode, the first episode of the Video Game Vault podcast, where people have been saying, hey, why don't you guys just talk games? Okay. Yesterday, I spent over an hour talking Mega Man with Eric, who's over one of our partners over at Side Scrollers Plus. And we just talked games for an hour. It was super fun. Talked Mega Man, and those who were there said they really enjoyed it. So if you just want us to talk games, we're going to be doing it over at Side Scrollers Plus. And you can watch that right now if you become a partner with us over there. So join us over at Side Scrollers Plus. We also, coming up at the end of the month, if you didn't hear the big news, King of the Cart happening August 30th. Now is the best time to become a member of Side Scrollers Plus. Please join us over there. Use promo code CART, K-A-R-T, and join us over there. You get the entire year for just $60 of support. So we would greatly appreciate that. You can bypass a video game. It's actually less than a modern game. What do you know? And you can support us and get all the content we're going to be producing. And not only do we have one special event coming up at the end of this month, we also have another one coming up in September and another one in October. We got all the events coming, and we're going to tell you all about them as we progress. So,
and we should announce some of the new players that have entered the arena.
That's right. We had previously announced two competitors, Blabs and our returning champion, Quarterblack Garrett. And we are proud to announce the next competitor coming to King of the Cart will be Flawed. Let's go. Flawed is joining us. So we got Blabs, Garrett, and Flawed. We'll be announcing our next competitor coming up on Monday. Going to be good. We got a great lineup this time around. Blabs, do you think you can beat Garrett and Flawed?
I feel like I can beat Flawed, but Garrett, no.
He is.
He's pretty good.
Yeah, he's pretty. He's a good gamer.
Going down, Flawed.
All right.
He can't even
All right.
hear me, but you know what?
No, he can't. He can't hear you anymore, Blabs. All right. Glad everybody's with us today. Vara's obviously here. Very excited to have Vara here and her sparkling personality and her gayness, which is great. We're gonna make this the thing, Vara. I don't know if you know this. You're gonna be such a lesbian.
Okay.
In the next 90 minutes, you're just gonna magically transform into a mega lesbian.
I was already the diversity hire. It's fine.
That's flawed. Anyways. We always like to start the show with Today in Video Game History, so let's fire away. Blaz, what do we got today?
Okay, everybody. Today is August 8th, and listen. Street Fighter 2010, the final fight, was released in Japan in 19. What the hell? What happened here? Oh, there you go.
Everything's
But then-
fine. Everything's fine.
Listen. This game, Cat Quest, I completed this a couple of weeks ago. It was released in 2017, and this is literally Path of Exile 2, but for children, and I freaking loved it, man.
It's cute.
I loved Cat Quest. I have to play the sequels. They were really, really, really fun. Hey, even Hypnotic was in my streams talking about how fun the game was. So, Craig, I don't want to hear shit from you, because then you're going to have to take it up with Hypnotic as well. And then Doom, and Doom 2, the collection, was released on this day back in 2024. Ta-da!
Okay.
You
Vara.
shut up about your Cat Quest.
Vera, you ready for this?
Ugh.
Now, look, I can talk about Street Fighter 2010 all day long. I owned that game growing up. I was bamboozled by it because I thought it was going to be something like Street Fighter 2. It is not at all. It is like I think it was a reskin of a game. Listen, they threw Street Fighter in it because whatever. It's not Street Fighter at all. Trust me, I know. I got all the way to the last boss before losing the last boss. I never actually beat the game. Fuck that game. But some noticeable games that Blabs put Cat Quest on before.
Oh, yeah, Cat
Street
Quest
Fighter
Supreme.
2010 on before include Dead Rising for the Xbox 360.
Yikes.
Yikes, indeed.
Yeah, but Cat Quest. I wanted to talk about it.
Cat Quest is better.
Yeah, that's right. Let's
Sorry.
go, Vara.
I know my priorities.
Yeah.
Papers,
Ooh,
Please.
biggie.
For the PC, one of the biggest indie games of all time. Papers, Please, Blabs, which was a way to describe the year 2020 just several years
Yeah, I was gonna say,
beforehand.
like, is this like foreshadowing?
Yep.
What
She
happened?
literally doesn't care.
No,
she-
literally
she
Cat
has-
Quest, homie.
No interest. Also, Five Nights at Freddy's.
I covered
Wow.
Five Nights at Freddy's like last week with what the was it the Japanese release? So suck it, Cat Quest.
And hold up. And SteamWorld Dig, don't let that one go by. SteamWorld Dig
Yeah,
is
Cat
a
Quest.
fantastic game, and not arguably, way better than Cat Quest, by the way.
You shut up and sit down.
Hater.
Cat Quest 3 was released. Oh my god, I forgot to put that one. I should have put that one in as well.
Mafia the Old Country releasing today, which
Yeah, did you see the controversy about that? How it's like over $50 and it's like what 13 hours of gameplay?
It's
I'm not-
10. The
Yeah.
main quest is 10 and 13 with side quests.
Yeah, no, not worth
From what I've
$50 in
heard.
my opinion. Very overpriced.
Yeah.
Well, I did see there was a tweet of you actually, Blabs. Did you see that? Where I'm trying to find it real quick. Go through my
No.
DMs because this was sent to me. I want to make sure.
Sent you
I find
DMs
the-
of me?
What is Blabs doing? She represents side scrollers, and this is unacceptable behavior.
I'm confused.
There is a picture of a character who, God, who sent it to me? Fuck. They go, Blabs is in this game. Oh yeah, here it is. Yeah, Sam sent it. Here you go. This is a picture of apparently you. Let me pull this up really
I'm in
fast.
Mafia?
Yeah.
Hell
And
yeah, they gotta pay me for my likeness. I didn't approve of this.
I
Here
mean,
we
it
go.
is set in
Pay up.
1900 Sicily, so.
there you go, Blabs. Is that you?
Wow.
No. I'm not even Sicilian.
I didn't think so either. Well, listen, Blabs. It's not like they care about your heritage. They care about what you look. That's
Yeah, but
kind
it
of looks
doesn't,
like
it doesn't
you.
look like me. It's a different nose,
It's-
different lips.
No, it's like
different jaw.
50% there. If you made if you made the skin color a little bit paler, it's close. It's close enough.
Close enough.
Maybe. I guess I kind of see it.
Nah,
but...
the jaw and the lips and the nose are slightly different.
Well, I'll tell you what, close enough to not have to pay the rights for it. How's that sound?
Well, suck it, Mafia.
There you go. Yeah.
Did you just pick a fight with the Mafia, Blabs?
That's right.
Good
I'm gonna
luck.
Win. I'm gonna win.
Damn, Blabs, that's rough. Blabs just died. She just signed her death warrant.
Listen, I've been fighting with the Alphabet Mafia. How much harder can it be?
Yeah.
I think the mob has them beat. I'm just going to throw it out
little
there.
bit.
Like, they're just different types of organized crime. That's all. It's okay. All right. Hey, Cookie Kaiju, let's go. Thanks so much for the gifted subscription over on Rumble. Appreciate that greatly. That is awesome. Alabaster Scarf came in with a 10, says, in unfortunate video game news, Grass Wonder, legendary racehorse, and the namesake of the character in I can never say this. Uma Musa, whatever, Pretty Derby passed away this morning at the age of 30. Oh, no.
It's sad.
I'm sorry. We just take a second and moment of silence for the dead horse at 30 years old, everybody. Oh, thanks. Thank you, Phoenix. Appreciate that, breaking the silence. Give it up for D100 UK. With the Prime sub for 2 months. His update from the UK, things are getting worse. Tesco, maker of Blab's favorite sandwich, the lasagna soup, have released the birthday cake sandwich. Send your thoughts and prayers.
There
you go.
I got nothing on that one.
All right. Robonex says, come on. Phoenix is right. He sent over a GIF. Thank you very much for that, Robonex. Ian wants to know, is Blab still an Olive Garden phobic bigot?
Hell yeah.
Okay.
Let's go.
Admit it. That's good. Today we're with our showdown, Side Scroller Showdown. We have Enrique saying Gina won, but we lost. It didn't go to Discovery.
That's a great way of putting it, yeah.
2 for Gina. Sable Phoenix says Blabs and Phoenix are categorically and empirically wrong. They're not fired despite their mental deficiencies, but Monica Bellucci is ultimate.
I would, of course, yeah. You put Monica Bellucci against Sweeney, sure, yeah. Bellucci's gorgeous, absolutely.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
CG Hero says, Vara, you should tell Craig about Nintendo's response to their survey about game key cards. What'd they say?
Oh, Nintendo had put up a physical versus digital survey, and then they took it down after 24 hours because they clearly, I would assume, didn't like the response that they were getting.
Why would you put out a survey if you don't want to actually hear what people have to say about things?
Right.
Yeah. Minor came in and says, I'm angry. We all know blondes and redheads will always win over any chick. 5 on how much Deek jelly Disney swallows. Gina won, baby. All right, so 5 for Gina right there. Thank you, Minor. Vescarbino says, I like the Side Scrollers verses better. Don't copy exactly what Hypnotic does. This is for Gina. Montez. Well, no, we're just doing what we want to do. Just you have inspiration. And as I said yesterday, Hypnotic does phenomenal things. Greatly appreciate Hypnotic for sure. Make sure you go subscribe to him. It's 10 for Gina right there.
Yep.
Mercenary says, you're fired, Blabs. Cat Quest is not good.
Like I give a shit.
Silo Full of Dorito says, PC and Doom in 94. You became my new friend. There you go. Thank you, Silo Full of Cool Ranch Doritos. Ian says, I'm happy with any incremental victory, even when it isn't as large as we want. 2A and homeschool has spent decades winning through that very method. Thank you. I'm guessing that's Gina, I guess. Ian, thank you. Cthulhu says, hey, Blabs, since you're a defender of Italian cuisine, have you ever seen the movie Big Night?
Okay, so I actually went to look at it. I don't think I've ever seen it, but maybe I've seen it as a child and I just don't remember it. So sorry, I can't comment.
Little Orphan Funkhauser says Blabs is a snobby Northern Italian, not Sicilian. Forget about it. Hey, over on Kick, Poppin' Fresh J gifted a sub. That's awesome. Thank you very much. Love to see Kick in the act today. Young Sub says, why does Phoenix look like Temu Eminem? Also, Vara, I'm from Rhode Island. We suffer under the Dems too. Also, Craig, Sicily is not the same as mainland MB is mommy. MB is mommy. Thank you, Young Stowe. Appreciate that. I don't know who MB is. MB? All right. Raziel Skaman says, very disappointed in the Gina settlement. It means Lucasfilm and Disney will never apologize to her, and that they can do this again as long as they throw money at the problem and get away with it. All right, we're going to get into that.
I think that's a 10 for Disney then.
I think so too. Tenarian says, Megan Fox with the 10 says, Megan Fox was smoking hot in her prime, but I'm into blondes and boobs now. I thought up a long and witty palindrome, a word or phrase that reads the same backwards and forwards, but it's not in English. So it's no use sharing it with you guys. Kind of annoying. Sorry, Tenarian, but thank you so much for your
Gina
big efforts.
Carano is hotter than Disney. I never been turned on by logos. Are I playing the game right?
You sure are, Thunderbolt. I'm guessing that's
50 for Gina.
50 for Gina. All right,
Boobies.
nice. Well, let's check in real quick. Who won? We have this going on throughout the entire show, which you can see right here. Right now, you guys very much feel like Gina is winning or has won over Disney. Just in your supers or direct donations or Rumble rants or whatever, just let us know, Gina or Disney, and we will add it to the total right there, and we'll kind of go from there. Okay, guys, thank you very much for your support today. Genuinely appreciate
boobies.
it. Oh, we do have some boobies. Yes, don't we?
The 50? Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, we sure do. Let's go. There we are. Look at that.
You just see Phoenix's eyeball up. No, he's gone now.
Whoa, geez, that's wonderful. Thank you for that, and enjoy that, normal men. And finally, Ian came in and says, Megan at her peak was never that hot. Ooh,
You wash your mouth, homie.
Bad take.
Yeah, I'll take home.
Yeah.
Entropy, no bad, gifted a sub over on Rumble. Thank you very much. That is excellent. We love Rumble subs. Great rev split over there. That's awesome. Your money goes further over on Rumble, which is great. Ian says, right there. Cajun Corey says, hey, Vara, why did the Mexican take anti-anxiety medicine for Hispanic attacks?
Such a stupid joke.
Tenarian says, Disney getting stomped. I guess that's
Bye for
Gina right there. All right. Now, before we get into today's show, which we're going to get into this Gina Carano stuff very quickly, I do want to let you know that today we actually do have a sponsor, and I'm actually very, very excited about this sponsor. It's our friends from Cult Games. Now, you've heard of their games before. You've heard of their games. They were the guys behind the great.
Wait.
Take your time, buddy.
You got drowned there.
Yeah, you're drowning with the audio.
I'm drowning. Okay, I'm gonna turn myself down, and we're gonna start over because I want to make sure everybody knows what's going on with our friends over at Cult Games. You know them because they were the guys behind the Great Rebellion. This is an awesome game. It was great. You know these guys. We love supporting indie devs, and especially devs that do things their own way. And our friends over at Cult Games are doing exactly that. Their first title, The Great Rebellion, you guys all heard about it. It blew up with overwhelmingly positive reviews over on Steam. And now they're looking to take things to the next level with the sequel, Hyper Rebellion Blood and Circuits. This one's bigger, darker, grittier, a high-octane twin-stick horde shooter with destructible buildings, as you can see on screen. It's crazy. Massive enemy hordes and some wild mechanics like a fluid and fire system. And the lore, it's insane. Let's go. A new golden age is in the far future has collapsed due to regicide. The emperor of New Europe, Alexios II, has been assassinated. You are part of an elite unit, the new Varangian Guard. And you have to purge a cyborg uprising for the emperor. It's the kind of game where you just feel like every single shot matters. So here's the thing. Right now, like these guys are, they're indie developers. They are small. I've talked to their team personally. I've been on phone calls with them. Right now, they've launched a crowdfunding campaign over on Indiegogo to help bring this project to life. They're looking to raise at least $12,000, right? And it's actually really, really close right now. And as a completely independent studio with no corporate backing, literally every dollar goes straight into making the game as ambitious as possible. If you want to build something truly indie, we have a link in the pinned comment. We have a link down in the description. To go back, Hyper Rebellion, Blood and Circuits, supporting them means you get to decide how big the game gets to be. And I have the Indiegogo pulled up right here. You see they're actually very close to this. So you guys can go over there and support the campaign. Hyper Rebellion, Blood and Circuits. The link is down in the description. It's Cult Games. It's KVLT, but it's clever. See, lead speak and stuff. So go support our friends over at Cult Games. We'd really appreciate that. And once again, they support us, so please support them. Cool. Great stuff over there. Love that. Love to see them being successful. All right, let's get into our show today, man. We got, like I said, a lot going on. Glad you're with us today. It's time for my favorite segment, your favorite segment, everybody in the world's favorite segment. It's time for Hard News. Okay, are you ready for some look, I don't mean to piss you off. All right, but you're about to be really pissed off. That's really just what we like to do on the show on a day-to-day basis. We do a little troll, and Vara before the show, she goes, I'm just a troll. Vara is the ultimate troll. We do a little trolling, right, as they say. This guy has to be trolled over here. Shut the front door.
Who is this guy? It's Crazy Ernie from Crazy Ernie's Used Car Emporium.
I've had a damn good week. Here's some love.
Guy Rye just shut everybody up with a $111 direct donation.
Thank you.
It's always great to hear Crazy Ernie scream in the background. It's Crazy Ernie from...
And it always scares the shit out of me because I'm like, oh, God, what'd I do wrong?
Yes.
Everything's on fire.
Whenever, like, that's for all donations over $100 from the directly. And Guy Rye, congratulations on the great week. Way to go, man. And that is, we cannot tell you how much we appreciate that. That's a hard 11 right there. $111 right there. That's spectacular. I'm sorry I have to piss you off, Guy Rye, with this next story.
It's not too late to change our opinions real quick.
Yeah. Let's quickly. All right. Look, this is kind of an odd question to ask you, Vara, but how do you eat a banana?
I feel like this is a trick question. You peel it and you eat it?
Yes.
I don't know what you're asking me.
Phoenix, how do you eat a banana?
Like this. Like that.
Okay.
That pretty much it?
Blabs, what about you?
So on streams, I will never eat a banana, but when you're in my free time and everything, I eat like a normal human being.
Do you peel it from the top?
Yeah, you just peel from the top.
You know that you can actually peel it from the bottom. Like,
yeah, I don't like that. That's just weird, so don't do that.
Well, this guy takes the cake when it comes.
Oh, he does.
This guy apparently cuts off the top of the banana and eats it with a spoon.
Do you think that's how they do it, like the royals do it? Because they don't eat with their hands. They're like, I'm going to open up this banana and just, take a fork.
No.
Maybe.
Vara, when you see this, if you saw a guy eating a banana this way, like, number one, I have a lot of questions here, right? But Vara, your initial thoughts on man eating banana out of the skin?
I guess it's technically clever because if you don't want to eat the whole thing and you're out in public, then you can just carry the rest with you. But like, who eats half a banana? That's psycho behavior. You eat a full banana.
Okay. See, you're hitting something right there, Vara, and that's very, very important. Is that...
Well, wait, but I guess technically you could just peel it to the halfway point and then just eat it to the halfway point.
Yeah, see, that's what I was going to say.
I don't know.
Your argument is flawed here because he's already cut the banana once, right? He's cut it to make it flat, right? And so if you want to stop eating the banana, then you just fold it over, right?
Yeah, and also if it's germs, because he doesn't want to like peel it with his hands because he's in public, where's that spoon? He has that spoon in a bag. So
Bingo.
That spoon already has germs anyway.
That is the biggest issue I have with this. 1,000%. Is that this guy walks around with a banana spoon, right?
Well, maybe it's just a spoon.
I mean,
it might not just be for bananas.
I mean, why would you carry around a long spoon like that? A spoon that is designed to go down bananas.
It's just a spoon. That's just the spoon of autism. It's just his special spoon. I don't know.
I'm just going to call it a banana spoon because that's what I think it is. I think it's a spoon designed specifically for bananas that this guy as
Well, he's at
some
Starbucks.
sort of,
You've never gotten a coffee that isn't mixed properly? Maybe he has a spoon, so in case his coffee isn't mixed properly, and he's just happening to use it for a banana.
Chibi says that's a barista spoon. I've never seen this type of spoon before. I've never worked as a barista, as I don't like coffee.
Yeah, those are like the really big ones. Yeah.
Do we need to leave this up while we're doing this? Is very uncomfortable.
Well,
what
that's
happened to
Make
men?
you feel gay, Phoenix.
Well, I'm just saying, Blabs, or Phoenix, I'm sorry, you can take it off screen. You are the technical director of the show. You can literally take it off.
Full screen it is.
But I have issues with this guy. Okay, let's take it a step further here, Vara. Let's say he doesn't carry around a spoon, right? He went up, he bought the banana from Starbucks over here, and then he asked for a spoon to go along with his banana. So like who does that? Who goes, "Can I have a banana? Can I have a spoon with my banana?" Not that spoon. I'm sorry, the barista spoon. You know, that's next level needy right here.
You know what else I think is weird? Is the fact that people are just out there filming other people living their lives. I think that's kind of weird. Like, let bro eat his banana with his spoon if that's the way he wants to live his life.
Nope. Hard disagree. Hard disagree.
I apologize.
Horrible take, Vera.
It's because it makes you
Horrible.
two feel gay. Let's be real.
I don't know.
Horrible take, Vera.
He's just eating his banana, you know? You couldn't open a pickle jar, so who are you to judge?
This is all true.
Oh, snap!
And
at least he could open the banana.
Well,
Or maybe he can't even do that.
actually, he can't. He had to use a knife, Vera. I just want to point that out.
We're talking about you, Craig. Can you open a banana?
I'll go get a banana right
Go
now.
on, Limpy, go on.
Oh, you making fun of my limp?
Yeah.
You making fun of my limp?
It's a swagger.
You want me to
Let's
go get a banana?
Go on.
All right, I'll get a banana. Let's go. Let's go get a banana.
And then he falls over.
Yes.
Can you imagine? He just gets up and falls right over. Anyway. Nice. Okay, well let me hit up some supers real fast. Okay, Mercenary real fast says, "Wait, Gina settled. What the Hercules disappointed?" Well, that makes it sounds like a 2 for Disney, so we'll put that. Thank you very much. Ian says he's lying. Side Scrolls is actually sponsored by Murphic Industries, where I sell printed minis and tanks. You can even see how much Murphic paid for this. All right, thank you so much for that. And holy shit, Nathan Griffith 20 says, "This settlement is a Pyrrhic victory for Gina. Disney has basically destroyed the Star Wars IP, and working with them is not going to help her career. But forcing a public apology from Disney is no small feat." So thank you very much, Nathan 20 for Gina. And hello, Craig. Go on, split that banana.
Here's the banana.
Uh-huh.
It's right here.
Uh-huh.
Do you want the banana open from this side or this side?
Do it how you normally would. Let's judge you.
Normally I'd open it this way, right? It's just that it's just that easy.
That's a gross banana. Look how brown it is in the inside. You should bake that into banana bread at this point.
Well, it's all right there. Now, what I'm telling you, I'm not going to do with this. I'm not going to eat it. I'm not going to eat it on camera. Although,
what if somebody sends you $100? Would you do it then?
I'll eat it the long way like this.
I don't know. I mean, you were just holding it up suspiciously next to your face, so I don't think it matters if you eat it now.
If somebody sends you like $200 or whatever, would you eat it the long way?
Are we gonna get WNBA'd and someone's gonna take that banana and turn it into a giant green pickle?
That is
let's
correct.
go.
Yes.
Yep.
Oh man, would I eat the banana on stream for $200? Yeah. Of course. Now I would cut it up and eat, and you know what I need to do?
No. You have to do it the long way. I literally said the long way. Would you do it the long way?
You know what I would do, Blabs? I need to get out my banana spoon and eat it.
Didn't we just have a video on Plus of Craig just eat?
Welcome to Side Scrolling. Also, Vara, will we ever get a decent Tolkien game? Craig, eat the banana. Also, hey Blabs, did you see the snack?
The snack? What's the code? What is that code for something?
The snack?
What the hell's a snack?
I don't know.
No?
Armis, thank you very much. I guess it's $101 donations get the scream. I guess. I don't know. I don't really. I got to take a look at it. Thank you, Armis. Appreciate that. The banana is immediately to my left now, so I will be stare at it awkwardly the rest of the show. Okay, let's go.
You're not going to eat the banana?
Yeah, you said 200.
I said 100 first, then I upped it to 200.
Well, and I said 2.
Yeah, he
Okay,
agreed
fine.
to 2.
All right.
Yeah,
All right.
I did.
Okay. Clarification.
Yeah.
Continue. Proceed.
Tell you, and I'll tell you what. For 3, I'll eat it like the banana guy with the spoon. You know.
But you've already opened it.
Please don't. Please don't. I'll never look at you the same. Please don't.
All right. Speaking of people you'll never look at the same way, you remember when Elon Musk did this? Remember when he was saluting everybody with "My heart goes out to you"?
He was part of the Youth Corporation.
That's right. And everyone was like, "You're a Nazi, Elon." And then they showed pictures of all other politicians and celebrities doing the exact same thing. But hey, Elon's a bad guy. Well, guess what? This is pretty funny. Thank you for this, Vara, for sending this over before the show. Did you see that they're saying this is the Nazi salute is now in Roblox? So you can now do this. It's I give my heart to you.
Yikes.
So yes, and by the way, this is still how it's being framed. The Nazi salute is now in Roblox 4 hours into the new animation launch because apparently you can.
I do like that the hand goes. It's almost like a hey, like it goes down.
right. The hand is not as strong. It's kind of got a limp wrist going on over there. Vara, how many times will you be using the I give you my heart salute on Roblox when you're playing it on your streams?
Well, if I ever play Roblox, I'll definitely buy it.
Oh, just a fun little quick hit right there. How fun is that? Well, let us know how quickly you're going to be using that over there. Armis, thank you again for the ridiculous support. Okay, before we get into our big story. Oh, no, hold on. Well, what is this? Blabs, what is this? Another example of insane Hollywood and ruining children? What is this?
All right, so that was kind of a quick hit. Do you guys know who Alyson Stoner is?
No.
Okay, well, Vara does. So she was a young Disney child actress. She was in Sweet Life of Zack and Cody. She was in Camp Rock. She's the voice of, what's her face's name, in Phineas and Ferb. Like, she's been a Disney actress all her life, basically. She's also worked with
She was also in Cheaper by the Dozen.
Yes, that too. Cheaper by the Dozen with, what's his face's name? I'm totally blanking on his actress. But
Tom
the point
Welling?
Is this her right here?
Yeah, that's her. When she was younger, like I said, she was everywhere when I was a child for Disney. To me, she was the really cool one because she could hang with the guys and she could dance and do all these really cool stuff. Like, to me, like, she was the coolest one of all of them. Not Miley Cyrus, not Demi, but it was actually Alyson. Anyway, it turns out that she is absolutely fucked in the head because it's Hollywood, right? And she goes by they, them now. And she released a book about how her traumatic her childhood was when she was a child actress. Basically, like, she had a heart murmur and the Hollywood doctors were like writing it off so that she could still do work and everything. Like, it's insane, this little article that she goes about, but she's also insane because she was like really trying to make herself super duper sick and unhealthy and all these other stuff. So, like, she's nuts and everyone around her is really nuts. It's on the TLDR. It's another example of a childhood actress absolutely being fucked by adults in Hollywood. It's wild.
Probably in more ways than one.
Yeah, no. It's very sad to see because it's like, how many are there? So many of them. Seems like almost every single child. Like, they, them. Yeah. They, them. And she's got like the super duper boy haircut now. Yeah. Androgynous.
Whoa, we need to cancel Variety because Variety said she.
Somebody commented on it. One of the comments in the document, Craig, it was like, actually, Alyson uses the pronouns they, them because Variety used she in every single one. It was pretty funny. I'm like, you guys are so pathetic.
Okay, so. Here we are. Yes. We have this over here. Hi, just so you're aware, Alyson uses they and them pronouns.
It's nuts.
So, let's see. Hold on. Does Rosary? Okay, let's see. Yep. They, he, and she.
Wow.
All of them.
She.
Wow.
Wow. Thank you, Rosary. That's good. They, he, she, also known as Fucked Up Brain, has joined us. Thank you for that. That's wonderful.
Yeah, so honestly, if you guys are ever interested, read the Variety article in your free time. I'll probably put on Plus later. And, like, she's got a book coming out. That'll kind of be interesting to hear what she has to say. You remember how, like, that Nickelodeon, I think it was Nickelodeon actress who came out a couple years ago with a book, and it basically told, like, everything? I feel like it's going to be another one of those.
Jeanette McCurdy.
Yeah, I feel like it's going to be another one of those.
iCarly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's very sad, obviously, and it makes me sad to see another child just totally fucked in the head because of what all these weird ass adults do in Hollywood. What a mess. So, okay, look, today is going to be a very interesting show. Like I said, we're about to get into our lead topic today, talking about Gina Carano. Now, we're doing this thing. We just started it yesterday called Side Scroller Showdown. And Blabs, give everybody a quick rundown of exactly what that is real quick while I get the next story pulled up.
Exactly what?
Just tell everybody what we're doing with it.
The showdown.
I was like, what are you saying, man? Okay, right. So, guys, if you guys missed
I've also learned that Blabs doesn't listen to the show.
I actually do. I was just reading something trying to make sure I was caught up.
Woman, Craig.
I'm really multitasking here, Craig. God, I literally look at the chat for 2 seconds to make sure I'm caught up on something, and me. So harassing. Anyway,
yes,
guys,
harassing. Okay.
Sorry, listen, I'm being bullied. Okay, guys, so basically we're doing Side Scroller Showdown. Basically we're doing Gina Carano.
She's a professional, folks. There you go.
I mean, I guess that's the lawsuit name, huh? Disney Carano.
Yeah.
Fight to the death. Anyways, Gina Carano versus Disney. So if you want to vote in, like, who actually won this settlement or this lawsuit, which became a settlement, let us know in the super chats. All you have to do is write down the word Gina or Disney, and we will count it up. At least I'm counting it up on a spreadsheet, and we're totaling it right now. Currently, Gina's making the biggest win with 97 votes, and Disney only has 12.
Mercenary says Gina settling means there's no justice at all. So I'm guessing that's for Disney
too.
Right there. 2 for Disney right there. Suffer So Proud says, here for all the technical difficulties. What are you talking about, Suffer So Proud? You're ridiculous. Appreciate your support. Silo came back, says, hey, has Dean been to Lake Mead or Laughlin River Run or attended a Las Vegas Knights game or the Sevier Nevada yet? Well, you can ask Dean here in about 40 minutes when he joins us. The Trillis says, Disney won, hands down. The discovery process alone would have exposed and potentially forced certain executives that we don't like, Iger and Kennedy, to step down from their positions. We lose at the end. There's 10 for Disney right there. A Commodore fan says, the guy looks like a weak, emasculate Cali liberal. My vote is for Gina. And I'm also excited to hear ICE agent stories from Superman Dean. Yeah, we'll have that very shortly. Hypernaut says, leave that man alone with his banana. What if he has no teeth?
Was he a turtle?
Tough shit is the correct answer.
Aww.
Johnny says, at least he doesn't eat bananas how Beardo does. Listen, Beardo tries to fit as much in his mouth as he possibly can, all the way down his throat. Mercenary says, that wasn't a 2 for Disney.
It
Blast.
literally was Mercenary. You literally said Disney won.
Spoon Ninja says, what the fuck, a spoon designed for bananas? How did I get dragged into this? Thank you, Spoon Ninja. It says, Vara started Liza P because of you, and it's epic.
It is an absolutely phenomenal game. And if you haven't been following the developers, they did announce a bunch of stuff today about the game, that it has been a huge success for the studio, that it has achieved record high sales in Q2 because of the DLC. And they also said that the sequel is going to be launching in 2026 or later. So 2026 or 2027.
And it's on Plus now. It's on PlayStation
Plus.
Yeah, you can get it.
It was initially on Game Pass, and then they took it off because, of course, the DLC was coming out and they want people to buy it. But even so, usually the game's on sale for $30 and then the DLC's $30. So for $60, it is definitely worth it. It's one of the best games I've ever played.
Let's go. Liza P, huh?
Yep.
All right. Hey, give it up for Ian, who came in with 10 gifted memberships to our wonderful YouTube channel over here. Thank you so much, Ian. Greatly appreciate your support. Massive. Getting us close to our YouTube membership Montez goal. That's pretty awesome. Thank you very much for that. We do see all your super chats, direct donations, and Rumble rants, including this from Monteski. I can't say your name properly. I'm sorry, I butchered it. It says, question for Vara, does eating a banana with a spoon legally make it soup?
No, it doesn't. You guys are never going to let me live down the soup discussion. Craig, is cereal a soup?
These are wonderful questions. Now,
No.
I'm glad you asked that, Vara, and I'm sure you spent a lot of time thinking about this.
Yes, I have, because it is.
You're saying that, okay, let me tell you why it wouldn't be soup, okay?
Okay.
All right, soup traditionally is a warm thing, right?
But
yes.
there is cold
Hold on,
soup.
Vara, hold on, Vara. Hold on. It's an important discussion. Soup traditionally is a warm, now yes, there are cold soups, gazpacho, things like that, right? You know, we all understand there. But here's the big difference between a soup and a cereal, right? You don't take this. Okay, here's a better one for you, and this is going to be further backed up with my logic here. When you have a bowl of ramen that you take out of the cube, and then you put into a bowl, and then you put water on top of it, and you make it hot, is that bowl of ramen, is that soup or is it ramen?
What do you mean? It becomes a soup.
You're eating ramen out of the bowl. Just like if you take the cereal, right? You take the cereal, you put it in the bowl.
But you have the
and then you
ramen
put the milk.
noodles and you have the packet and you have water. It's the equivalent of taking cereal and granola and putting milk on top of it. It's the same exact thing. In one case, you're warming it up, sure, but it still ultimately becomes a soup.
Blabs,
Ramen isn't just ramen.
You guys hurt my brain.
No. All I'm saying is that it would be if cereal was a soup. If cereal was a soup, it would be called a soup. You don't go to the store and say, "Hey, let me go get some Frankenberry soup." You say, "Let me go get some Frankenberry cereal."
Yes, because cereal is just what you are purchasing and putting in the bowl.
You're putting grain. It's like it's like grain and everything and all. So you're saying that anything that has milk in it, that has a lot of milk in it, is just soup automatically. So if you go and melt your ice cream, is it soup now? Aha!
I mean, yeah, kind of.
Listen, no.
But Craig's argument doesn't make sense because
Craig, you're both wrong
ramen
here.
is a soup. Ramen is classified as a soup.
Okay, hold on.
Can I interject for one quick second?
Yes,
I went to Google.
So you're saying I'm right?
No.
Saying,
The definition of soup, according to the
That's
dictionary,
what I did. I got Google right here.
it is a liquid dish. So, okay, but don't get excite.com just yet. Typically made with boiling water, meat, fish, and or vegetables. Does not mention grains
Or other
pasta,
ingredients.
etc.
Says other ingredients. Read more, Phoenix.
You can take over,
New
Toots.
one. It says a soup is primarily a liquid food, often a broth or stock containing pieces of meat, vegetables, grains, or other ingredients. It's characterized by its liquid consistency and is typically served in a bowl, often with bread for dipping.
Yeah.
Not cereal.
Yes, but there are cold dessert soups. So what about like Danish buttermilk soup? That's sweet. That's a sweet cold milk-based soup.
You're literally saying
the same
cereal
thing.
milk is soup, and I'm not having it, Vara.
It's
I
the
will not
same
tolerate the
thing.
slander. This is incredibly
It
stupid.
is.
Let them fight. Let's go.
And ramen is a type of soup.
I'm gonna get my cereal. I'm gonna get my banana cereal right now with my milk. Do you want me to do that?
It's all soup.
It's not soup.
It is. It's soup.
Chat, what are you guys saying? It's a liquid dish. Shut up. I agree.
Okay, we're good. I'm gonna call a truce here. Look, we can ruin side scrollers another day. All right, with this conversation.
Cereal is cereal and soup is soup. It's
Okay,
really not
listen.
that hard to understand.
I realize that your relationship is forever shattered, so I want to kind of create a wedge
I can
in
move
there.
on from this. It's also like the same idiots who like say you can't have milk with your cereal. That's just
Wait,
weird.
you can't have milk with cereal?
Like you like it only can be with milk. You can't have it just dry cereal. Or the weirdos who put this dry cereal and then drink their milk at the same time. It's like,
okay,
what the fuck?
yeah, that's weird.
Exactly. So like I
That's
just
not
put all
okay.
of these things together as like a little mental abnormality. So
Yeah.
we're still friends.
That's okay.
I knew a
You
guy
have a
that
little
used
problem.
orange juice instead of milk.
Okay, we need to just everyone stop. Just stop talking right now. We just need to. That's the ender right there. Thank you very much. Fucking A. All right, look.
cereal is cereal.
Shut up, Blabs. we're gonna. This will destroy side scrollers as we know it. Thanks, Vara. All right. Look. This is a very hot button topic here. A lot of people have very strong feelings about this big news, and we're talking about the Gina Carano Disney settlement. Okay, so let's dig into this thing and give you guys a full rundown of what happened. Now, we do have our side scroller showdown happening, which allows you guys to chime in. And a lot of you guys have been chiming in on this as we've been going on. But let's actually get the true story of all this. Now, this whole thing started a long, long time ago. Let's go to Deadline here. This is the headline. This really is the way. Gina Carano pile drives Disney over Mandalorian firing with settlement and job offerings right here. This is obviously a big deal. This has been an ongoing story for the better part of 4 or 5 years because, well, I'm sure I'll go into the story. It says, ahead of a September trial date, Disney and Gina Carano have put down their lightsabers over the former MMA fighter's more than year-long discrimination lawsuit over her 2021 firing from The Mandalorian over political postings. In a joint filing today in federal court, the ex-Star Wars series star and the Bob Iger-run conglomerate asked for the Elon, there's so many things going on in the sentence here, backed legal action to be dismissed. So what you need to know is that Carano was suing Disney and she was backed by Elon Musk, right? Elon Musk came in and said, I will cover your court costs, right? With the company clearly bending the knee here. There's a statement right here. Judge will have to sign off to the request, but this is the de facto done and dusted in the galaxy far, far away here at home with a distinct win for the openly conservative Carano. While no specific details of the settlement have been revealed, like whether she's getting a rebel shock. Man, there's so many stupid Star Wars crap. Whatever. Okay. Whether she's going to be getting her role back in this or millions in damages she was seeking, Disney and Carano clearly are back in business. To that, a source close to Carano told me she is, quote, happy with how things were dealt with. And she posted, the truth will set you free. And then she had another post a little bit later on that said this right here. I've come to an agreement with Disney, Lucasfilm. And by the way, this is all carefully crafted by a lawyer, by the way, 100%. Which I believe is the best outcome for all parties involved. I hope this brings some healing to the force. I want to extend my deepest and most heartfelt gratitude to Elon Musk, a man I've never met, who did this good Samaritan deed for me in funding my lawsuit. Thank you, Mr. Musk, and X for backing my case and asking for nothing in return. To my lawyers, blah, blah, blah. I'm humbled and grateful to God and his love and grace in this outcome. I'd like to thank you for your unrelenting support throughout my life and career. You've been the heartbeat that has kept my story alive. I hope to make you proud. I'm excited to flip the page and move on to my next chapter. My desires remain in the arts, which is where I hope you will join me. Yes, I'm smiling. From my heart to yours, Gina, right here. And you can see kind of, this has been an ongoing discussion online, and they talked about this is the statement from Disney. Says the Walt Disney Company and Lucasfilm are pleased to announce that we've reached an agreement with Gina Carano to resolve the issues in her pending lawsuit against the companies. Ms. Carano was always well respected by her directors, co-stars, and staff, and she worked hard to perfect her craft while treating her colleagues with kindness and respect. With this lawsuit concluded, we look forward to identifying opportunities to work together with Ms. Carano in the future. Okay, so you have both sides speaking out on this. They're both giving you the nice, for lack of a better word, company line here. The very detailed and flushed out side of this. There's been a lot of response to this. Let's start with you, Vara, first and foremost, because I'll give you my thoughts on this in a minute. But when you first saw this, Vara, what did you think?
There's not a sorry insight from Disney. I understand that they're not sorry. And I'm really happy to see that the situation has been resolved for someone like Gina, because she has fought so much over the past couple of years. She's been attacked and slandered so many times over the past couple of years, primarily because of Disney's actions. But at the same time, while she won, Disney didn't technically lose. Disney throwing money at an issue is just another day that ends with a Y for them. And they feel now, I would assume, pretty emboldened by this action. I don't think that they're going to hire her back. I don't think that they're going to allow her to do that series that she was originally supposed to do. And I just feel like this wasn't a big win for us.
Okay. Joining us now, Dean, how are you?
I'm solid. How y'all doing today?
Good. Hey, do you have any headphones by chance?
I don't have headphones that are connected to this. Is it
Okay.
killing us?
We got a little echo, but that's okay.
I'm sorry.
That's okay. Phoenix in the middle is going to be working on some stuff, so we'll deal with the echo here in a
Phoenix
little bit.
frantically moving around.
That's okay.
throwing
That's
up
okay.
gang signs
Scatter!
And horrible gestures toward me.
No worries at all.
Now,
Yeah,
thumbs up. It's a W.
yeah.
I'm sorry,
He'll
very
get us all squared away. Well, Dean, we were just talking about the Gina Carano
Congratulations,
lawsuit.
Gina Carano.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on that?
I think she should have never been fired to begin with. I think it was a double standard, and I think justice is being served. God bless her.
It's been really interesting to see there's been a lot of people are really happy, and there's also people who don't quite. I'd say they're not upset, but they see this as a loss in the big picture, if that makes sense, right? It's this idea that this is just Disney throwing money at a problem, making it going away, whereas a lot of people who feel like justice truly wasn't served in this situation, and they would have liked to seen this pushed a little bit further, potentially going to Discovery or something like that.
Oh no, Disney would not allow Discovery. That is not going to happen. They paid so they don't have to go through Discovery. I think ultimately the person who makes that decision is Gina Carano, and I think she probably made the right decision, probably the same decision I would have made. Bless her. For being out, thrown out of Hollywood, so to speak, for posting what she posted and doing what she did off a Star Wars show. I mean, it's an awful situation. So she has been harmed financially and reputationally, and I think it's good for her. You never would have gotten the Discovery out of Disney, I don't believe. So I like that it's a step in the right direction. I hope she gets financially compensated well beyond her needs, and then let's move on and not do this crap anymore.
You obviously have a lot of history in Hollywood. You're openly conservative, which is like a big no in Hollywood, it appears, right?
Now you tell me.
Does this do you see this as a win for like just almost a landmark settlement, or do you think this will continue with specifically when it comes to, I'm not going to say openly discriminating, but there's clearly a double standard when it comes to the things that Gina Carano put online versus somebody like Pedro Pascal.
Yeah, there's no question. It's the same reason that they took and they banned President Trump off of Twitter. It's censorship. It's a little bit more soft censorship, but certainly it's censorship all the way. And I hope this sets a precedent that says if you do this crap, it's going to cost you, and it's bad business. It's illegal, really, to take somebody for their political opinions. She wasn't causing harm or asking for violence against somebody or a group of people or anything of that nature. She was saying, what you do, this is reminiscent of what they did in Nazi Germany. And when people are screaming that the president is Hitler and that ICE agents are the Gestapo, well, I mean, are all of them getting thrown off their TV shows or their jobs or whatever? No. So I hope it sets a precedent, and this rot, this way of thinking gets cleaned out.
Game Hunter Sirius came in and says, "Great, Craig, question: what is Discovery?" Good question. So, in any sort of lawsuit, what you need to know is that at a certain point, if it's going to go to trial, both sides have to more or less open up their books and make everything available to both sides. So emails, private communication, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And that's what Discovery is. So at least in the U.S. court system, everything gets laid on the table, so everybody has access to more or less everything. So the reason why Discovery was such a big deal in this idea, or at least getting to Discovery, in this would have been, you would have been able to see whether or not Bob Iger or Kathleen Kennedy was having conversations with producers about, oh, I can't believe she said that. We need to get rid of her, or whatever it may be, right? So that's what I think a lot of people were hoping for in this situation, which obviously never got to that point. So I'll tell you, we'll come back to
for one quick second.
Yes.
Hey, Dean, can you just lower the speaker volume a little bit?
Yeah.
Cool. All right.
How's that?
Yeah, we know.
It's a little bit better. Yeah. Thank you.
Sure. All right, great. So we'll come back to Gina Carano in just a second with Dean here. Dean, I know I'm going to be make sure we value your time. You had a pretty big announcement this past week. As you know, there's a lot going on in the world, and obviously you played Superman a long time ago, and now you are, you did the comic with Gabe, which is awesome. And
doing
but
a
you're
second
really
one of those too, by the way.
It's amazing stuff. But you're kind of putting, you're putting more or less putting your money where your mouth is, and you have joined ICE. You announced that earlier this week.
Yeah. So back when the defund the police movement was big and everyone was talking about that, I know so many police officers, and there's so many of them that are good friends of mine, and I've just grown up around law enforcement, and I know how wonderful these people are and how heroic they are and how difficult their job is. So back then I joined up and became a deputy sheriff and a reserve police officer. I have been for almost 10 years now. When this came up here, I was doing, what's going on here is very clear. There are just millions of people in this country illegally. The last administration allowed it to take place. And, their motives for doing it, you could say, was to get, bring in a whole bunch of new voters, whatever the motives were. It was millions of people came in here unvetted. Donald Trump ran upon the platform of removing these illegal aliens. And any country that you go to on this planet, you better follow their immigration laws, or else they'll toss you out or they'll fine you financially. I've had a home in Spain for over 20 years. I follow their immigration system. I respect their laws when I'm there. I speak Spanish. I do my best to assimilate into Spanish culture when I'm there. It's the same thing we ask of immigrants here in the United States. Now, the reason I joined is because right now ICE agents are being vilified. They're being attacked, 1,000% increase in the attacks on ICE agents, and they're just trying to do their job. If you're here illegally, you need to go back home to where you're from and then try to re-enter legally. They'll give you $1,000. They'll fly you home. You don't have to be subject to these ICE raids and deportation, but they are targeting the worst of the worst. And if you happen to get swept up in that, if you're at Home Depot next to a guy who's a convicted rapist or pedophile or murderer, and they've targeted him or her, then you're going to get swept up. Now, if you're sitting there, if a regular person is sitting there, you're not going to run when ICE jumps out. I wouldn't run. Present your ID and you say, no, what's going on here? So the reason I joined up is that I was doing a recruitment video and I said, join up. You earn all these wonderful benefits, $50,000 signing bonus. You can get your student loan debt repaid. You can get forgiveness here, blah, 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 great retirement benefits. And then everybody took it as though I joined ICE. So I was talking to some ICE officials and we decided, you know what the heck? I'll join in, whatever they want me to do. If it's doing this and speaking about ICE and immigration, fine. If it's getting out there and working to remove people who are here illegally, I'll do that too. So I'll probably be sworn in as an honorary agent. I don't know if it'll be a full agent. We'll see what happens as time goes on. But I'm here to support Americans, protect Americans, and to support our men and women in uniform once again.
So once again, for those who don't know, we've been saying ICE, but ICE is the Immigration and Customs Enforcement. That's ICE, ICE, right? It's what it's called. And it's obviously, there's been a lot of scrutiny over it. And by a lot of people who are really pissed that they say people are being swooped up off the streets or out of school and then booted out of here and they're taken away from their families and such. When people like you've obviously seen a lot of pushback because ISIS kind of has the crosshairs on them, both literally and sometimes figuratively, as people are trying to beat them up as they're trying to do their job.
1,000% increase.
Yeah, have you when you say join ICE, you talked about there's multiple layers to this, but do you actually see an instance where you could actually go out and be picking up illegal folks off the street and put them in the back of a van? Or
it's possible, sure. If that's what Director Lyons wants me to do, if that's what Secretary Noem wants me to do, I would do it in a heartbeat. I doubt that'll be the case, but I'll do it in a heartbeat. I've been a sworn trained officer for almost a decade. I understand how to do these things. I can. I'm way above the age cutoff they used to have at 37, but not saying I'm 37. Way past that. But I'll do whatever they want. But my real reason for stepping up and joining was to support our men and women of ICE and to protect Americans. People, there are these gangs, roving gangs, and Tren de Aragua, and places like that. These people don't belong here, and they're exploiting the system, and they're putting American lives at risk. And I just don't see how that's okay.
When are you going to run for president?
I'll tell you what, I look at the way President Trump gets treated. I mean, even the way I'm getting treated for joining ICE, gosh, it's insane. I'm joining a law enforcement branch of the federal government, and I'm being vilified as a Nazi. Of course, I'm told I'm the worst Superman ever. I'm not getting paid. So, but there, as far as even Jared Moskowitz, a Democrat congressman, made a statement on X saying the $50,000 bonus is the largest bonus Dean Cain's ever gotten. I mean, like crazy crap going on. I'm like, what is wrong with you people? You're a sitting U.S. congressman. I'm joining a federal law enforcement agency to help protect Americans, and you're belittling me? How do you think our officers feel? How do you think our regular, every day-to-day officers feel when you can do that? That's disgusting to me. I swore an oath to this Constitution a number of times. I'll swear it again. And if somebody sitting in Congress wants to belittle me for that, it's just stunning. I can't believe it. So the hate you get, it's fine. Give me the hate. I'd like to, if I can act as a shield and take some of the incoming for our wonderful ICE agents, okay, fine. I'm happy to do so.
So you're not saying you won't run for president. You're just saying it would be hard.
Exclusive here to Side Scroll.
That's right. Let's go.
Listen,
Dean Cain.
I look at the job, man. That is, I don't know how President Trump does it. He's got more energy than anybody I know at 25 years old, because my son is 25. And they're rather lazy, the 25-year-olds. But that's another story. I don't know how he does it. Bless him, and the incoming he took, as far as all of the lawfare that the Democrats threw at him, and the people are screaming online, he's a pedophile, he's a rapist, he's a felon. All that's baloney. And it's crazy how you can just make these accusations. So I've heard people making accusations about me, like being, a semi-rapist or sexual harasser or things, which is the most insane thing ever. But of course, it's an unnamed movie from an unnamed person, and it just goes deep. So that Gina Carano case that went against President Trump, I mean, the dress she said she was wearing wasn't even created until years later. And so lawfare can get you. And there are people who are wishing that upon me, and that's insane. I'm just wishing the best for every American here. And I'm wishing the best for the immigrants, the illegal immigrants who are here. Take the $1,000, go back, get back in line, do it legally. And I'm saying to Congress, fix the immigration system so that people aren't stuck for 7 years trying to get their family member into this country or something like that.
Wait, so Dean, real quick, there's people who are mad at you online? What are you talking about? This is crazy.
It's a weird concept, but yeah, apparently so.
All right. Well, Snake Master came in and says, Dean, I just wanted to say thank you, and ICE are badass. If I could, I'd give you and every ICE member a slow-mo fist bump. Let's go. And Wasp also says, thank God. By the way, before you came on, we were having a very intense conversation prior to Gina Carano about cereal and soup. So Wasp said he's really thankful that you came on to save us from that conversation. Just to throw a little bit of gasoline on the fire, have you ever given thought about whether or not cereal is a soup, Dean? Uh-oh.
I think it's too crunchy, if it's proper cereal, to be a soup. But I do believe cereal can transform itself. Notice how I didn't say transition. It can transform itself into soup.
A win is a win. I'll take it.
Well, Dean, we know you got a lot going on, man. Congratulations on your big moves. We appreciate you joining us for a few minutes today. Is there anything you want to tell people about, if they want to be a part of the solution?
Yeah, you can go to join.ice.gov and you can join up and you can get great pay and help protect Americans. Check it out. There's already 80,000 plus applications. So tremendous number of people who are interested in this, former law enforcement, former agents, former military, that are signing up like mad, because there are a lot of patriotic Americans who want to protect this country. God bless them. And if you feel like blessing them further, join up yourself.
Awesome. And Mercenary says you're one of the top 3 Supermans ever.
Absolutely.
I'll take that.
So, that's awesome. Great. Love it. Hey, congratulations, Dean. Thank you very much for joining us, man. Have a great day, okay?
Always an honor. Thank you, Craig.
All right, brother. We'll see you, okay? The great Dean Cain joining us today here on Side Scrollers. Always awesome. Always awesome to whenever Dean joins us, which is great. All right, let's get back to the Gina Carano conversation. I'll tell you, where we left off was simply, I don't know, I'll kind of put my tweet out here because this is how I feel about it. And I don't know. I mean, like I said, on X, I said, I'm all about Gina's fight. And I clearly don't know the details of this case. So there's definitely something that I'm missing. But like, please fill me in. Wasn't the idea that she was going to fight this to judgment, hopefully on the way of getting through discovery? And, I asked people to kind of walk me through what I'm missing on X. And for the most part, a lot of people just said, yeah, I agree with kind of what you're saying. And I'm not really saying anything outside of just like, I had a misunderstanding as to what I thought the goal of this was. It wasn't to settle, but it was to kind of go all the way. We heard Dean talking about that, the idea of it was never going to happen. And I do agree, but I guess I kind of naively hoped it would here. Am I alone in that?
No. I think we were all hoping for that. We were hoping for a fighter. If you remember, like, everyone really made her this iconic hero, and that's not necessarily her fault. That everyone put her on this pedestal of like the new champion of a new industry, all this other stuff. So this just feels like a letdown, whether that's her fault or not. But I certainly felt let down.
Well, right. How many times is somebody as large as Elon Musk going to sponsor a lawsuit against one of the largest companies in the entertainment industry?
Right.
Not very often. So you need to kind of take it as far as it can possibly go, at least in my opinion.
I think that for me is where is that? You had an unlimited bankroll, right? Literally the richest man in the world is funding you. So settling to me doesn't seem like as big a win as I hoped it would, right? For the bigger cause. Like, to be clear, I am ecstatic for Gina. Like, if this is what Gina wanted, amazing, right? But maybe, I guess, the perception of this was that it was going to be a larger fight, and she was going to be fighting all the way to the end here. And I probably missed something along the way in there. Maybe I missed, I'm positive I missed something. But if Gina is happy here and she can move past this, which I'm sure was an extremely hard time in her life. I mean, you're going against one of the biggest companies in the world. I mean, I get it. I guess it's kind of like I'm happy for her while also being disappointed.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree, because I feel like Disney didn't lose even though she won.
The response to this has been interesting over on this. Now, Blabs, you said you had multiple takes on this.
Yeah, I do. So I agree. It's hard to. I got 3 takes basically. One, her lawyers knew that she couldn't win, so they're like, let's just settle it. This is the best outcome for us. And so they went with the settlement. 2, the stress and everything was just too much, and at the end she was like, I'm tired of this fight. It's going on for years because Disney was dragging this out. And so she was just like, I'm out, I'm done, I'm gonna get paid off, and that's it. But 3, I'm very much disappointed because I thought she was going to go to the very end and we were going to be getting that Disney Discovery. I really wanted that Disney Discovery, and it shows because they did the settlement that there was a lot of stuff. Or again, back to 1, they didn't have a case and the best thing was a settlement. So yeah, I'm very conflicted on this. I don't really see this as a win for the Disney fans. It's a win for Gina if she's happy for it, right? If she's happy for it, then yes, it's a win for her because it's her settlement, right? It's not our settlement. It's not our lawsuit. We had nothing to do with it. So yeah, I feel like Disney kind of got away with it because they gave some corporate bullshit response. They didn't really get an apology. She's never going to work for them ever again. I kind of question if she's still going to get work in Hollywood because her name is so tainted. And even though she got that settlement, it doesn't really say a whole lot. And again, she was pushing for this whole let's make new stuff, creativity, build something new. And that really hasn't happened yet. So she kind of disappoints me a little bit in this way. So lots of thoughts.
James,
Yeah.
James says, you're assuming it was unlimited bankroll for Elon. They never said they never, ever would have let it get to Discovery. Yeah, I mean, you're probably right? Elon, I don't think Elon ever said he would fund it forever, ever, right? This is true, but I think there's an assumption that when the richest man in the world that has literally, billions and billions and billions of dollars, like you spend, let's just say even hypothetically, at most $50 million, $100 million on that. I think it's a noble cause for Elon. And there's good and bad. We talk about this, like nobody's perfect in a situation like this, but I just wish they would have followed through to the end. And that's kind of where my disappointment is with this, because wouldn't it have been great to have seen the emails of Iger talking to Kennedy or Kennedy talking to Favre or whoever, right? Saying, look, we can't have this. That's ridiculous, or whatever type of communications that would have had. Now, once again, the likelihood of that happening, next to nothing. But I think that when you have an unlimited bankroll, or at least the backing of somebody who has an unlimited bankroll, this was as closest to a chance you were ever going to get to that.
Yeah.
And I think that's where kind of my naivete is striking most.
Also, that Disney statement that they put out where like, all of her coworkers and directors loved working with her, but then none of them ever spoke out when she was fired, at least not publicly, right? So it's like, what a load of waffle, Yeah.
Yeah. Taker says James Gunn actually somewhat ironically predicted Mr. Cain's situation by pitting an army of keyboard of monkeys against Superman in his movie. Thank you, Taker. Chaotic Neutral says, hi, everyone. Love your show and all your hosts. Started a channel about my cat and 2 dogs. Can you please like and subscribe? P.S. Gina is vindicated. All right. Thank you for that. That's 10 for Gina right there. Ian came in, says, it was with the €50 monies. Says, it was always about a settlement. Discovery would have landed in Discovery would have landed Disney in hot cereal. Hey, bada boom. Thank you, Ian. That's spectacular, and we appreciate that.
So is that 50 for Gina then?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think it's 50 for Gina. Yeah. Rio says, I'll have to say that Elon is doing this for the clout. Then again, Elon is kind of special person that he might actually mean it. Only he knows. This is true. Very true. Crumb says, Disney paid her off to save face. That's a corporate win. That's 5 and yeah, but we'll just round it up, to 5 for Crumbs. Yes, right there. Tenarian put together a meme over there.
Yeah, I got a couple of memes I gotta show off. All right, real fast. So this one, apparently, Phoenix, ready when you are. They want to Photoshop my face onto the little hamster. So thanks for that, guys, over on Plus. And then we also have this one. And I feel this meme. I really do. Soup is soup. So thank you for those.
All right, let's see what the internet was saying about this. This comes from that Star Wars girl. She's been on the show before, and said whatever was in those emails were so bad that Disney would rather apologize to Gina Carano and pay rather than reveal them to the public. Let that sink in. This is 67,000 upvotes here over on X, 2.3 million views. As this is pointed out, it says, I didn't see an apology. Right? Did anybody see?
Nope. There was no apology. Just Disney saying, we look forward to working and all of our co-stars love her.
Gary came in and says, justice for Gina Carano. Lucasfilm has certainly changed its tune about her. Still, she deserves a public apology from Kathleen Kennedy, which, once again, no, I didn't see any apology. Maybe I totally missed it.
As far as I'm aware, there wasn't.
Okay. This guy responded, says, so the mouse is paying out some money. That's nothing to them. They didn't have any embarrassing public discovery. They had to admit they had to admit no wrongdoing and no public apology from Kathleen Kennedy. Disney won. Gary responded, says, yeah, seeing them get dragged through the mud like those rats deserve in Discovery would have been nice. Like getting the Epstein list, it was never going to happen. Doing a 180 and putting out a statement makes them look weak. That's the best we're going to get. Massive black guy, and Star Wars has been a shit brand since they fired her. They didn't win. And this guy said, if Gina's satisfied with the resolution, that's really all that matters. Yeah, this was, her fight, her life, right? So a lot of truth in that. Now,
can I interject real fast?
Yes, please, Phoenix.
So one of the things like this to me was not surprising in the least. I'll try and do this really, really quickly. So there's been a ton of articles around February 6th of 2024 from Variety, Hollywood Reporter, CBS News, Entertainment Weekly, where you kept seeing this same kind of sentiment being said over and over again. So from CBS News, this is a quote from the article. Carano is seeking compensatory, I can't say that word, damages
compensatory, yeah.
Thank you. To be determined at trial, and a court order that should be recast on the show. She's also seeking punitive damages. IGN, some of the remedies Carano is seeking in the lawsuit include being rehired to play Cara Dune with no loss of pay or benefits, And I can keep going. There's quote after quote about this court order apparently claiming that she wanted to be recast. Now, unfortunately, all those are quotes from the articles, but I can't actually see the court order that directly states that. And then finally, in May 6th from IMDb, there's another article. This is a quote from it. Speaking at a recent convention panel, Carano assured the attendees that she is still open to returning to the Star Wars franchise despite the lawsuit. And finally, Screen Rant, again, a quote from that. According to Carano, there is no malice in her heart towards Disney. Speaking at a Fan Expo Philadelphia panel, she discussed whether she'd be willing to work for Star Wars again, and she insists she has no ill will towards her former employees and would be happy to return. In fact, Carano claims that she only started to speak out because she wanted people to know what was going on. My point out of all this, and again, unfortunately, there's no direct video or quote of her saying this, so take that with a grain of salt. But to me,
right.
This is in conflict with this hero status that everyone was putting Gina in, at least from my perspective, of someone that was a champion to build a new industry. It really seemed like that when she was doing interviews around the time of her firing, that's what she wanted to do. She wanted to be producing movies. She wanted to change the industry and how it worked. And then it appears right around the time that she wasn't doing that great, that we get this lawsuit, and then over and over again we're saying I want to be recast. So this was not surprising in the least that it was okay. I just want this over with, and I just want to work again, whether it's for Disney or for someone else.
Right, because initially she had basically said that she was willing to put a target on her and her career in order to fight for other actors who are also going through something similar. And I don't necessarily blame her for settling. We're talking about Disney here, right? Maybe she was internally told by Elon Musk's team, they're willing to give you this statement and apology and ultimately money, so you should probably take it. We don't know all of the details. And if she is comfortable with it and she's happy with the outcome, then that's great. And ultimately that is what matters. Though I just think that what she started with and the stance is not the same as how it ended. So I think that that's why a lot of people are feeling a little bit let down at this point, not necessarily mad at her, but a little bit sad that we didn't get more out of this, because it did seem like she had unlimited funds from Elon Musk's team. That was, in a lot of people's opinion, the opportunity that kind of we all needed versus Disney.
Here's the question I would pose to everyone real fast is, if let's say she does return to her role as Cara Dune, do we view that as a win?
I don't want her to.
I don't either. So that's two steps backwards for me, but I'm just curious.
The problem that I have with that is that ultimately it's still making money for a scummy company. So I think that people would be happy and would watch what she's in, but she's still making profits for Disney, and Disney has not changed at all in the past several years.
This is, I guess the best way I could describe it is, when you were growing up and you got in trouble with your parents, right? And I've used this line with my kids as well because I've been in a situation, but you get in trouble and you're looking at your parents, and your parents are you think they're just going to go off on you, right? And they say, I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed. And I think a lot of people feel that way right now. I'm not upset with you. I'm just disappointed that it happened. And to be clear, a lot of that probably has to do with the unrealistic expectations that we had in our brain here. This idea that, oh yeah, she's going to take Disney down. She's got the richest guy in the world backing her. She has an infinite bankroll and she's going to go against the mouse and we're going to see these emails. And then you don't. So that's where the disappointment comes in.
Yeah, I mean, maybe
happy for her.
Maybe she did just want back in Star Wars. Maybe that's all that she truly and actually wanted, and she's potentially getting that. I personally do not buy Disney bringing her back. I don't think that that's going to happen. Though they're saying, maybe we could find an opportunity to work with her. I think that's BS, but maybe that ultimately is just what she wanted, is back in Star Wars. That's at least how it looks at this point.
Star Wars needs a win, though.
Because ultimately, I, as an individual, would never go back and work for a company that treated me that way. I mean, look at what Johnny Depp's stance has been. I know that there's been rumors and reports that he's going to come back, but at this point, there's no confirmation of that happening, even though there are rumors, and he's, stood his ground at this point in time. And even in that situation, it'd be great to have him back. Like, it would be great to have Gina back, but ultimately it's still a scummy company that's profiting off of these people that at one point they wanted blacklisted from the industry, and they tried to ruin the careers of. Why you would ever trust them again is beyond me.
I think that's a fair point. I think it's a very fair point. Now, look, I'll tell you, let's get to some super chats, then we'll get to the reaction of this, because there has been, like, as you would expect, people freaking out over this. And I would think that we're having a pretty sensible conversation about this, right? I'm sure some people will get pissed at us talking about this and looking at this from, somewhat from a moderate stance, trying to see both sides. But there are a lot of people out there who are flipping shit over this reaction. We're going to get to that in a minute. But first, I want to check in on the showdown, because I think this is a landslide today. I think you guys overwhelmingly are citing that Gina Carano won this case. Let's take a look at that real fast. That is the case. Yes, as of this second, you guys very much feel that Gina Carano is won this in this battle of Gina Carano versus Disney here. And we're going to add to that here in just a second. Ian came in with the €25 money. Says, I'll bet you anything Elon forgot he was funding her. He has the mind of a butterfly.
Yeah.
Probably not wrong. Mr. Flirtian says, to be honest, this is a win for Disney, not Gina. That's two there. Ian says, some of y'all in the comments need to grow up and realize that there's more than one side or the other and 100% win. Both sides won in this. That's why it's a settlement, because you both settle. Game Hunter says, Disney's taking the pirate software approach. Thank you, Game Hunter.
Yeah.
Crumb says, just look up what cereal is. It's not soup, but can be an ingredient in a soup. Thank you, Crumbs. Appreciate your passion. Optimus Jedi says, nothing ever happens. Thank you. Nathan says, with the amount of resources she had, even if Gina lost the lawsuit, people would be mad because it means she fought to the end. She's going to lose fans. You think so? Think she'll lose fans over this?
I don't necessarily know.
Mercenary says, nothing but Bob Iger and Kathleen Kennedy in jail will make me happy. Those two giant skeletons in their closet. Well, I don't know if Bob Iger is going to go to jail for firing Gina Carano, but
no,
that's a 5 for Disney, though.
Yeah,
yes, is. We have this from Saint with a $50 Rumble rant saying ramen is a type of soup. Cereal is not soup, Vara. Nuff said. Saint, thank you so much for chiming in on this conversation right here.
Fair.
Vara absolutely devastated from your Rumble rant right there.
Hey, listen, I've had this stance for forever. One Rumble rant's not going to change my mind.
Oh, we better make it 2 there, Saint. Just letting you know. Future Kulak says milk in its own is not a broth or stock. Cereal is not soup.
Bingo. That's the best educated statement we have.
Cthulhu says the ocean is a soup. With 1. Thank you so much. Mercenary says, I said I was disappointed. Not Disney won, Blabs. Okay, thank you, Mercenary. And he said, next versus is soup versus cereal. Thank you for that. Commodore fan says, you don't need listen, we may just need to have an entire soup versus cereal show because you guys are very
we did this a couple years ago on our 12-hour stream. Remember we ranked cereal?
Yes,
it was passionate.
Yeah.
Oh yes, yeah. We'll bring it back. I love the passion. Matt Hatter came in with the $20 super chat. Says the settlement is a huge win for Disney. Musk paying the legal fees was contingent on not settling. Legal precedent was supposed to be set in this case. We all lost, but Gina got some money. Way to fold. Is that? Do we know that for a fact? That Musk
settlement?
No. That Musk paying the legal fees was contingent on not settling.
I'm not sure.
I can't imagine that's the case. You didn't hear anything from Musk, and Gina was very thankful. I think you would have seen that there if that was
Unless
true.
it's news that was years and years old, and it was around we found that out around the time that all this started, perhaps. But I don't recall it.
Lord Bacter says the very fact that they settled means nobody won. See, it's funny because some people say that the fact that they settled means they both won. So, JP Direwolf says coffee is a soup. Thank you, JP. Karate Werewolf says it's understandable that Minnie wanted the lawsuit to go to Discovery, but Gina just wanted her career back and put all this behind her.
Yeah, but then
do
again,
you actually think she's going to have a career? I don't think she's going to have a career after this, really.
I think she will. I think it's
Hollywood will just pick her up again?
I think that there might be certain companies that would be more willing to work with her now. But again, I just don't see Disney ever putting her on the big screen again. I just don't see them doing that.
We should take a bet.
No, go on, Phoenix.
No, I'm saying I think we should take a bet. I say they do. I say they absolutely 100%. Star Wars is in bad shape right now. This is big PR right now. Huge PR. They didn't even have to apologize for it. They even went out of their way to say, and again, of course, that's PR speak that they're going to maybe get her in something. I understand that. But I actually wouldn't be surprised if they make an announcement very soon. It wouldn't shock me.
Another problem I have is look at the actors that Disney employs. They're all
insane,
raging, leftist lunatics. They're not going to want to work with her. They will boycott. They'll say, I'm not going to work in a project with her. So that's the problem that they face is... what about the other actors that they already employ? You're never going to see her on screen with a Pedro Pascal ever again.
Well, also to go on that, because why I'm saying I don't really see Hollywood ever bringing her back is because, let's say, look at Teen Cain. He's been villainized and everything because he is right-leaning. Well, she's also right-leaning. So if I don't really see them getting all these conservative actors and actresses. A lot of them are really quiet if they are, right? They don't say anything for the purpose of actually having a career. So I kind of don't really see them picking her up. I feel small studios will do that, not like these big corporate ones like Warner Brothers and all these guys. No, they won't do it.
Just really quick, just remember that there was that Pixar movie where they removed all of the gay content from it, all of it.
Yeah.
They just did that. They're starting to make some moves. So I'm sorry, Craig.
No. You wonder if this is a bigger part of Disney feeling the shift, right? The cultural shift, and they see where everything's gone in the last 6 months or so, and they're like, "Oh shit, we should end this because, for that reason alone." Like I said, we said this a million times on the show. These companies do not care about you, right? They have the people in leadership. They have their political opinions. They have exactly how they want to push that out to whoever. But as far as you go, they don't care, right? But they do care about the way the wind blows, and you see this all the time. So, well, I'll tell you what, the wind is not blowing very well for a lot of folks online when it comes to the Gina Carano case and the settlement here. As you can see, the response here from Free Buddha Michael over here. By the way, him. Just want to point that out. Him. This is in the response to the deadline over here. Bro, what MAGA pom-pom waving chucklehead excuse for a journalist wrote this bullshit over here? Not happy with the response to that over here.
Yeah, even Disney's fans are absolutely lunatics. You can't expect these people to watch something that she's in or for the actress to want to work with her again. And that's a big problem just in Hollywood in general. That's not even just a Disney problem.
But again, they stripped out, just keep in mind, they stripped out the entire gay timeline.
Yeah, because it wasn't working right and it wasn't going to make the money.
Right.
Well, bingo. But that's what I'm saying.
But how do you know Gina Carano's going to bring in the money?
Well, first of all, she will. But I'm saying is they made that huge change. You didn't see huge walkouts. The company kept going. So I think
Didn't that movie not even do that well anyway?
Of course. But you can feel that there's a tonal shift happening at Disney where they don't care. It doesn't appear that they care if their employees are upset. And you're even seeing this even with Marvel. I believe Feige there, whatever the hell his name is, I was even saying that he's trying to get rid of some of the agenda stuff. So I don't know. I think there's a shift happening.
I don't know. I feel like if she goes back to, like, let's say Disney, a lot of people are going to be pissed with her because it's like, why would you go back to them? They treated you like absolute garbage and everything. Like, move on with your life.
That I agree with.
So again,
going
I feel
to divide
like
her fan base.
Yeah, so I don't.
And
that's
then
why
you
I'm
also
saying,
have
like,
to
it's gonna bring people
consider
in.
the general Disney fan base is divided. So we're talking about a very
Subsets.
you're right, like a group of people that is very rapidly shrinking.
Yep.
Yeah, but no one. I read off time and again where it said that she wanted to get rehired. I didn't see anyone in the chat really care.
That could also. I was looking at that document that you were referring to, and I was trying to find specifically that statement because it was the whole court filings of 2024. That's what I was doing, like that, in case you guys were wondering. But I think that was for legal reasons that she had to put that in there, saying like, I want to be rehired or like give me back what I'm owed. So perhaps it was for legal reasons. Maybe she doesn't actually want to come back.
That's very possible.
I don't know.
No question, that's possible.
Yeah, so I don't know.
Well, let's continue to talk about some of the insanity here. You can see down here in response to the Deadline article, Disney is full of fascists and Zionists, so she fits right in with all the racism, which is what a statement that is, huh? Now we also have the response. Remember, tell me about this Sawyer lady here.
Please let me tell you about Sawyer, the part-time OnlyFan whore who likes to show off her boobs and for JJ to make some amount of money because she's in knee-high in like student debt. Shout out career choice. So she's a huge piece of shit. She actually got Raging Rhino in trouble last year in California when he's like, "Hey, you suck," to her face, and she's like, "Hey, scream to me and harass me," and like people attacked Rhino for nothing. If you ever met Rhino, he's like very calm. Anyway, she super duper huge Disney shill, LGBTQ, whatever the fuck it is, and she had a little bit of a meltdown. And by the way, she's one of the few who actually had a meltdown because I did some research this morning. A lot of these big time Disney Plus Star Wars fans are not talking about this whatsoever because they want to kind of like sweep it under the rug and pretend it never happened. So on Twitter, you don't really see a whole lot of the meltdowns, but Sawyer came in clutch. By the way, she blocked me, so that's funny. Yeah. So she says, never forget that she begged to come back to Star Wars because every other career move she tried to make on her own miserably failed. Talentless hack and shame on Disney.
Her fighting career didn't fail.
Yeah, I don't know what she's on about. Gina's not a failure.
Wouldn't it be funny to see kind of this big girl like fight Gina Carano?
OnlyFans part-timer.
Oh my God. Well, the pushback here is here. This person said, of course she did. Her character was great and her fans loved her. Disney finally worked out what a strong woman was. And then she was fired over nothing. She wanted that career and rolled back. Anyone would. Your post reeks of bitterness. And here's Sawyer responding. I'll let you read it, Blabs. Go ahead.
Oh, fired over nothing is really a funny way to spell transphobia. I don't know my respect to openly bigoted people. God, my IQ drops every time I see your stuff.
It's amazing. She also followed up in her rant over here. Blabs, go ahead.
This MAGA-driven whitewash age of media we are living is so uninspired and uninteresting. Hey, did you guys know we're living in the MAGA age? What up?
So,
We're in
the
a
whitewashed
new age.
MAGA age.
Yeah. She herself being a white person, ironically.
The idea of being uninspired. Oh, that's what it feels like to me whenever I hear that. Uninspired. Let's continue to see. So we have M. Kenobi over here Sad to see Disney bow down to a transphobe. Her firing was 100% justified, and I hope she never gets another role at Lucasfilm, hoping they just settle just to shut her up, let her fade back into irrelevancy with her fellow conservative nut jobs. Wow. That seems like a very stable person. Oh, that's good. 60% thirst post, 40% opinions. That's good. And she also is a whore.
Shout out to the whores on the internet. Thanks for giving us content.
That's right. Really appreciate that. But, you know, X is a fine destination to find crazies, but the true honeypot of all this is Blue Sky.
Oof.
So let's head over to Blue Sky and see Culture Craze post about this. You can see Gina Carano and Disney have settled their legal dispute. You can see the full statement over here, and then it's down here.
Could you zoom in a little bit more?
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Let's check it out down here. We have this from Turn-Based Carl. Let's see what his pronouns he has over here. Yes.
Carl, that kills people.
Bending the knee to bigots is a defining feature of the Trump era. Disgusting. Right here. It's infuriating that people, elites, don't work together to check this motherfucker. Right here. All the corporations should tell him to fuck off, but they'd rather try to make money off him if they can, because it always comes back to our president every single time. Every single time. These people are so fucking broken.
He's not even a part of this lawsuit. It's wild.
Mm-hmm. We have this person who has flags in their bio. Oh, by the way, she, her. By the way, man, this looks like a fucking parody at this point. Wow, that's amazing. Socialist, communist, anti-everything over here. Oh, by the way, sorry. She, her. Definitely a dude. Just totally having this. The Mandalorian Season 3. Cara Dune crashed her X-Wing and died. Lol. There you go. It's actually kind of funny. So she's a horrible actress. So Disney is now okay with trivializing the Holocaust, to use their description right here. By the way, this is... people are going crazy about this.
It's just so weird to go after her acting skills, right? Because you can have whatever opinion you want on her acting. It's an opinion. The lawsuit's based on facts and reality, and they just go back to opinion. No argument whatsoever.
Yeah.
Well, I think we've said what we need to say about Gina Carano when it comes to this. Once again, we'd love to hear your thoughts. Let us know down in the comments in the chat kind of what you're thinking about this. And there's a lot of moving parts to this, but at the end of the day, there's also a lot of moving money going directly into Gina Carano's bank account. All right.
How much do you think she got?
I mean, she was initially asking for what, $75,000?
Yeah.
I bet they gave her like $2 million.
Really? That's it? I'd be so disappointed.
Well, she was only asking for $75,000 initially.
Ooh, man.
If that's all she gets,
I think they gave her a couple million, but I definitely think it's under $5 million.
That makes me sad.
Yeah, I would say anything short of like 25 million.
Oh yeah, as an insult, but ultimately we're talking about Disney, who's already insulted her and severely damaged her career.
She shouldn't have taken it then.
Yeah, no, she shouldn't have, but maybe she just was like, I don't want to deal with this anymore.
I don't think she ever had the fight in her. I think she just really wanted to. She seems not, oddly enough, she seems non-confrontational. She seems like a genuinely good person, like a sweetheart. Just wanted this all to go away.
Yep.
And that's what it feels like. It's just, oh, good, let's settle. Great, I'm out. Great.
Yep. It's too much stress. It would, and also Disney loves to stretch things out.
And I don't blame
of
her.
Removing
right?
people.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Jimmy Ray says she had to make demands for damages. If Disney agreed to meet those demands, could Gina legally reject it? Also, let's face it, if Disney was behind her show, it would have flopped. Thank you, Jimmy. Mercenary says, we need the space aliens to help the TDS already. Mojo says, cereal is quasi-soup. Cereal is semi-soup. Cereal is the margarine of soup. Cereal is the Diet Coke of soup. just 1 calorie, not soupy enough.
I do like Diet Coke. I really like that Diet Coke.
That's a lot of cereal for one show. Like, that's the most we've ever said the word cereal ever.
Yes.
In like 2 hours.
Taker says, I didn't see Pedro call himself a slave driver or not see for being on the losing side of the election. I assume he just forgot to update that post. Thank you, Taker. Chibi says, money rules all above ethics and ideology. Thank you, Chibi. Exec says, this is too typical when people raise lawsuits. Happened with that Comicsgate guy against Mark Wade. Probably would have happened with Vic if the judgment wasn't a moron, and if the judge wasn't a moron, and it happened here. Nobody and no court ever wants to actually go to trial, even if there's a bunch of grandstanding, because it sucks so bad. Thank you, Exec, and you're not wrong. Ian just says cereal with the 25 euro monies right there.
I want some banana cereal after this.
By the way, we are. Well, I'm sorry. What did you say?
People do add banana slices to their cereal.
No. I'm talking about actual banana cereal, like the grain. Oh my god, it's fantastic. Holy shit, it's my favorite cereal of all time. It really is, man. I just get so happy eating it. It's so good. It's like banana bread, but it's in your bowl and milk.
Covered in
it does sound
cow
good.
pus. It's good. All right.
You gotta ruin my stuff.
Boog says, didn't the Discovery speculation from WDW Pro, as far I don't know if that's where it started. Jose says, even if they went to Discovery, it's not public.
Right.
Crumb says, if cereal is as much a soup as noodles are. Max says, I just saw it as a way to take another chunk of Disney and to stack evidence to hopefully accelerate their change. This is a siege of Disney, and my money refuses to go to them. Thank you, Mac. River says, mashed potatoes are soup with proper levels of gravy. Interesting hypothesis right there. Thank you, River. Book says, only person with brass to Gentra is Ethan Klein to, okay. Thank you, Book. I guess go to. Yes, correct. Shiny came in with a 5, says, what kind of sick fuck opens a banana from the stem? They literally evolved to fall out of the other end, specifically so primates would eat them and spread their seeds. Also, iced tea is soup. Thank you, Shiny. It's great to see you again. T-Mac the Burninator, great to see you, says, Gina would not have accepted a settlement if she didn't feel she was getting justice. People had sky-high expectations and are understandably disappointed, but Gina is happy, so that's good enough for me. She won. Yep. Thank you, T-Mac. Great to see you. And I think a lot of people kind of echo that sentiment, right? I think in a situation like this, a lot of people, we obviously we were really ignorant towards the situation, but it was kind of a pie in the sky thing. Just the way everything stacked up is like, it's now or never. And that's kind of what it felt like. And apparently it's going to be never.
What I would interject real quick is that what I would ask people to do is go back to those interviews around that time and look at how much there's a reason why a lot of us had hope here. It's because what she seemed to be saying seemed like she really wanted to give a fight. It didn't seem like just an innocent person who I got victimized and now I just want my little bit of money and my casting back and I'll go home. It was energy and a fight there, and now it's all gone. I'm very proud of her. I'm happy for her. I'm thrilled. The right person, I'm kind of semi-won here. But I think there's a reason why a lot of us felt like a fight was going to take place.
Yeah.
John says Disney would give any amount of money to not let it go to Discovery. And if Disney would offer as much as you want and not to not let it happen, it's very hard to say no to generational wealth. And John, I agree with you. I think that if she received generational wealth, by the way, you guys were saying like she's like super rich anyways?
Yeah.
Like her family or something?
Her family owns casinos.
In Vegas.
Oh, shit. First I didn't know about that. That's crazy. So she's mega wealthy anyways. So she already had generational wealth, but I guess she did it on her own. All right. By the way, we are 3 yellow supers away from our Montez goal over here. You can see we also have our other 2 Montez goals at the top of the screen with our membership, YouTube memberships, and our Twitch subs as well. If you guys are tuning in over there, that's awesome. Glad you guys have found us, whether it's Twitch, Rumble, Kick, obviously YouTube, and of course our friends over at Side Scrollers Plus, the hottest chat around. Everyone loves watching us over on Plus, which is great. Marblin says, I melt my ice cream and mix it with ice cream soup. Pee Wee Herman. Thank you, Marmalin. Catalystica says, I have top ramen at home. The packages say ramen soup. Shut up. I'm not even going to read that. Not going to read that monstrosity. It's ridiculous. All right, real quick. We got a little bit to go here, Vara, before we wrap. I need to know something. You need to fill me in. Why does everybody hate you?
We need that intro. Everybody hates Vara.
Because I'm opinionated.
What is going on where people are just blocking you on X? And who is Caitlin Roper, feminist activist and author of campaign manager of Collective Shout?
Exactly who you think
Roper is an absolute lunatic. She's the campaign manager at Collective Shout, and she has been one of the primary women with this organization that has been fighting to get certain games banned, and of course was one of the major individuals that pushed for payment processors to censor developers and censor platforms like Steam and itch.io.
Give us a quick 30 seconds on Collective Shouts and kind of their nonsense that they're pushing, because I talked to you about this on DMs. We've talked about this on the show, but I don't think we've done a good enough job of covering this. We've talked about the payment processor side, but give us a quick 30 seconds on it.
So Collective Shout is a feminist organization that since 2009 has targeted previously male-dominated spaces like video games. And of course, they didn't make any headway in the gaming industry during Gamergate 1. They targeted games like Detroit Become Human, Grand Theft Auto 5, titles, like that, but it didn't work. So they kind of gave up on attacking gamers for several years. But I think that they saw Gamergate 2 and kind of the movement against censorship in the video game industry. And they said to themselves, we can get things censored. And now they're trying again and finding some success. And now, of course, we have a lot of censorship going on around the world. It's not specifically in the video game space, but we're seeing adult NSFW content being targeted because of rules made up by payment processors, credit card companies, banks. We are seeing over 20,000 games being removed from itch.io, and I know that slowly but surely they're adding some back, like the free NSFW content has been added back, but there's a lot, especially paid content, that hasn't. They have to go through each individual case to see if it could be deemed offensive or if it goes against these organizations' rules. And Valve has also done something similar. They removed roughly 1,000 games, and they're all stating that it is because of, yes, rules made by MasterCard and Visa, and even PayPal is a problem. So we're seeing a lot of censorship going on, and Collective Shout has kind of taken the blame for it or the credit for it, right? They're saying, of course, that adult content being removed off of platforms is good, even if it is legal content. But they're saying, hurrah, we got this content removed and we're trying to protect women and girls, which, of course, it's never about protecting women and girls. It's about control and power. We see the same thing happening with organizations like Sweet Baby Inc. But Caitlin Roper is the campaign's manager. Melinda Tankard Rice is the co-founder of Collective Shout, and it's just a feminist organization based in Australia where censorship is rampant.
Right, it is king right now, and that's certainly what it seems like. So you've been kind of going back and forth with these folks. I mean, I know Savvy has as well. Savvy's been really digging in on these folks. They seem to be very good at playing the victim here.
Yeah. They definitely are.
Now, you talked about the credit card processors. There was actually an executive order that came down yesterday, and I saw your tweet about this. Give us a quick rundown of this as well.
So, oh boy, there's a lot here. If you want me to read it, it says this executive order came down today and it clearly states banking services can't be denied because of protections provided by the Constitution of the United States. It mentions companies have 180 days to remove any provisions from their terms of service that mention reputational damage to themselves due to the fact that they must provide all lawful citizens with banking services. Companies like Visa and MasterCard can no longer deny payment for something that, in their opinion, lacks artistic value, but it is legal in the USA, which Valve has pointed to their rule that outlines that sales of products or services that are patently offensive and lack serious artistic value or any other material that the corporation deems unacceptable to sell in connection with a mark are a violation of this rule. So yeah, Valve had called out MasterCard and said they are the reason why we are removing some of this content from the platform, but ultimately this means creators can't have funding sources ripped away from them over political opinions that are deemed damaging. I mean, just a few days ago, right, we saw Arch have his PayPal account shut down. He has given a little bit of an update. They're trying to claim that it might have been a mistake, which press X to doubt, but we know that political censorship is definitely a problem across the world right now, and this is a way that is being fought against now. Obviously, this executive order isn't specifically about like a video games or what is happening directly with MasterCard and Visa in our space, but it does affect creators and developers, and it doesn't specify payment processors, but it does say banking and financial services, and you'd think that that would cover processors. So it might come down to, you know, the point that it doesn't specify someone has to sue, but this seems to give people grounds to do so. And while Visa and MasterCard are just payment processors, now there's a big like wall that they would face if they demand things can't be purchased with their cards, because MasterCard can't tell a bank that they can't process payments for things like these adult NSFW games or even things like OnlyFans. They have to, or for a, you know, political figure that's been banned from basically every bank. They can't restrict them anymore. And if a bank refuses to process someone's payment and they say, you know, MasterCard has a toss, well, regardless of that, you have to process the payment now. So yeah, I mean, it is just an executive order. And it needs to be passed as legislation through Congress to stay in. And, you know, its purpose is primarily to protect gun rights and right-wing politicians and commentators first, but it could also result in hopefully protecting anyone's right to banking services, no matter what, you know, they are doing, as long as it's lawful. So it is a win.
Sounds like it. I mean, it sounds like for wrong think, you know, the idea, you see this all the time where people are, you know, going back to Gina Carano, she was thinking incorrectly at the time and she got deplatformed from it, you know? Yeah.
And I know a big reason why this executive order was a priority for Trump is because he himself has, you know, gone through political censorship so many times, like so many, especially right-leaning, you know, political figures. And this does technically protect everyone. It protects leftists, it protects conservatives, it protects liberals, like it protects everyone, which is good. But I know that it was primarily, you know, started because of right-wing politicians and commentators being censored.
Well, it sounds like a pretty good move. You know, the idea of free speech and being able to talk about these things. I wonder how this is going to come back to collective shout at all, if it will. You know, if it'll come back to some of the decisions that are being made there. So, a lot of interesting thoughts here. Mercenary says, I wouldn't be surprised if PayPal used an AI on Arch. I wouldn't be surprised if they're trying to use AI and it's screwed up. And if so, it was a technical. Yeah, thank you, Mercenary. Montesquieu says, collective shout claims to be acting in the public interest, but then consistently hides from the public. Makes you wonder whose interest they serve. Also, love you, Vara.
Yep.
We have Mercenary says, collective shout are just patsies. It all goes back to the hedge fund managers like Larry Fink and George Soros money. It's far deeper and darker.
Yep, 100%.
Marius came in and says, finishing strong. It's weekend Montez. Yes, we did hit our Montez goal. But first, I want to let you know that Rio came in and says, Disney just can't understand how to market stuff anymore. Every time they market something other than Deadpool, they just give up. Marketing every bad show they can. Are they competing with Warner Brothers, who can make bad shows? Rio, thank you very much for your wonderful European monies. Game Hunter came in and says, Acolyte wasted potential on the actors Lee Jay and Daphne King. Wasn't Disney the parent company of Vice? Yes, they were. Never stop fighting Vara Dark. I'm getting cereal and bananas after work. Blabs. Montez. The Game Hunter, thank you very much. And Miyuki says AB 495 passed through the assembly. Thanks, Miyuki. Thanks for the heads up on that. We did hit our Montez goal. Let's see what we have today. How spectacular is this?
Bitch! Montez!
Always love the Tetris. It ends so suddenly.
It does. I was expecting more music.
So suddenly. Mighty says, Vara, you were right. GayTube always with the lame jokes. Here's a good one. Why did God create women? God, thank you, Mighty. Not even going to read it. With Levi says, you technically get fewer strings if you open it from the bottom. Same with corn. Sable says, it's a cocktail spoon. Also, preferred Pyrrhic victory. Bunch of morons. The stream is cursed. Y'all fired. Thank you, Sable Phoenix. Thanks for the heads up on that, and thanks for the firing of us. Mercenary says, Stoner reminds me of what happens to the Wizard of Oz actors, and that was adults. Those people almost died on set.
Yeah. She's referring to the child actress, Alyson Stoner.
Yeah. Ian says, killed my first mothership with Terra Invicta. All right. Congratulations, Ian. The Commodore fan says, you don't have to eat cereal with milk. My nieces and nephews love Cheerios straight from the bag as little kids with no milk. So, no, cereal is not soup. Burn. Mr. Floridian says, people hate Vara because she speaks the truth. Thanks, Mr. Floridian. With says, Savvy revealed that MasterCard has a clause for, quote, involuntary maiming in their list of unwanted content. Cue almost any violent game ever. It's not just Gooner stuff.
Nope. It never was just about adult content. They just view it as an easy target because they can claim that it's protecting the children.
Yep.
And hey, protecting children is important. I'm not saying that it's not, but we know that it's just a Trojan horse for more censorship.
Correct. And I think that's a great way to put it. Protecting kids is important, just not as a Trojan horse.
Right.
Would somebody think of the children? Aramis says, just in case, thanks for another week full of fun and entertaining. Can't wait for King of the Cart. Have a great weekend, everyone. Aramis, let's go. All right. That is going to allow us to wrap up today and the week of fun broadcasting here on Side Scrollers. Guys, thank you very much for your support. We cannot do this show without you and your support. Head over to sidescrollersplus.com to get access to not just our show, but all of our partner shows, all the extra content we have going on over there. King of the Cart happening later this month. The Video Game Vault podcast we have going on there. Use promo code CART and get $30 off the entire year. It's just like a YouTube membership or a Kick sub or a Twitch sub, but it goes directly to us. It's the best way to support us, and you get access to all that stuff, which you can't find anywhere else. I would love for you to open up a new window right now and give it a go. Vara, please tell everybody where they can find you.
You can find me on YouTube, X, Rumble, Instagram, all the major platforms at Varadark, Dark Titan Media. And I also have a second channel, Varadark Reviews. Soon I'll be putting up videos on my Tolkien collection and my Box Nest collection.
Ooh.
And I don't know what else after that, but yeah.
Cool.
I see you closing in on 200,000 subscribers.
Yeah, I think I'm at 170 right now.
Let's go. What a stud. How great is that? All right, let's get out of here. You guys have a great rest of your day. We'll see you guys over on Side Scrollers Plus. Enjoy your weekend. Get outside, touch some grass. And remember, friends, people are going to try to keep you down. Do not let them. You guys got a goal. Go get it. Have a great weekend, guys. See you guys later. Bye-bye.
Fatality.